Hey everyone, Troy Hammer with Annihilator Air Guns and Tuning. I'm sitting here with my Kral arms. This is the Mega Puncher. It's the rifle version. And what we have is possibly the first spring stop guide SSG made for the Kral. What this does, it uses the original end cap. It has been drilled out and threaded 1/4 20. We have a 1/4 20 thread count, stainless cap screw that's had the head turned down, shortened the coil spring, and then a little nylon washer to keep everything centered. Now what this does, when it's placed into the gun, it stops just shy of the back of the hammer. When the gun is cocked, it's under full spring load. The bolt itself rides the inside of the hammer. The hammer has been drilled out all the way to the head. So it lets the bolt slide on the inside of the hammer, compressing the spring. Once you fire the gun, it's released, and it stops the spring just before the hammer strikes the valve. Now what this does is once the hammer strikes the valve, the return spring in the valve pushes the hammer back. If the spring tension was on the hammer itself, the hammer would come back just slightly, spring would push it against the valve again, barely knocking it back open. Return spring on the valve is then going to push the hammer back, forward, back, forward. Now this happens just microseconds, but what it does is that hammer bounce causes little bursts of air to come out of the barrel after the pellet is left, thus wasting air. So what we have here is an SSG spring stop guide. And what it's designed to do, again, is to reduce or eliminate hammer bounce so that you get more usable shots, less air used per shot. We're going to go ahead and install it here in the back. Just going to slide straight in, just like the regular spring would. Rear of the cap screws in. All right. Notice it's going to stop just before reaching the hammer. So when we cock the gun, notice when the side lever first releases, that little bit of gap. That is what helps prevent that hammer bounce. Still under spring tension. Fire it like normal. Hammer's going to strike the valve. Return spring. Rest. All right, well there you have it. We'll be doing some testing with it. Check out some numbers. Should be able to stretch out those shot strings.